and much more coming shortly. President Muhammadu Buhari and the state governors will discuss the issue of fuel pricing on Thursday. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Senator Chris Ngige, disclosed this on Sunday night after a bipartite meeting of the federal government and the organised labour at the banquet hall of the presidential villa in Abuja. Briefing journalists on the resolution, Senator Ngige said the Labour had investigated the report of the Technical Committee on Premium Motor Spirit Pricing Framework as agreed at the last meeting and made their submissions alongside the Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation. Ngige maintained that the federal government has concluded discussions with the organised labour on the fuel pricing. On the electricity tariff, the minister disclosed that the meeting adopted the report of its ad hoc technical committee on electricity tariffs, made some adjustments and transformed the committee into an implementation committee to implement all the recommendations made, including mass metering. Ngige, however, announced that the social dialogue between the federal government and organised labour has been adjourned till April as the two standing committees are still working. The president of the NLC, Comrade Ayuba Waba, and his TUC counterpart, Quadri Olale, led the organised labour to the meeting. Former Minister of Aviation, Senator Stella Odua, today appeared at the Federal High Court Abuja over alleged financial impropriety. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, is alleging that Odua misappropriated public funds while serving as a minister. In a 25-count preferred charge against the former minister and 8 others, they were accused of fraud and diversion of funds through the operation of anonymous bank accounts. At the resumed sitting, the prosecutor, Hassan Liman, told the court that the EFCC has been unable to serve the charges on the 5th and 6th defendants who are corporate bodies. The prosecutor therefore requested for an adjournment. The presiding judge, Justice Inyang Eko, then fixed April 19, 2021 for the arraignment. Justice Inyang Eko had earlier fixed February 22nd for the arraignment because the former minister was yet to be served with the court processes when the case was first mentioned on February 9, 2021. Senator Odua currently represents Anambra North Senatorial District at the National Assembly. The police in Imo State have confirmed that former governor of the state, Rochas Okorocha, has been released. Spokesperson for the State Police Command, Orlando Okeoku, made this known while featuring on a program today. Ikeoku said Okorocha was released on Sunday night after he was invited for questioning over the unsealing of the Spring Palm estate linked to his wife, Nkechi.
And it was a very, very tense situation. So the command had to ensure that normalcy returned. And then we invited, we took distinguished Senator Rochas Okorocha out of the premises for 2 reasons. One, we had to remove him for his personal safety because the place was tense and we don't want anything to happen to him at that point. And then the state government had already lodged complaint while all those are going on that that is the particular premises, the particular Royal Spring Palm Hotel apartments that was sealed by the state government. So that was the issue. So we had to invite him to come and say what he knows about that. That was just it.
Okorocha had alleged that his predecessor, Governor Hope Uzodinma, attacked him with more than 1,000 dogs. But the State Commissioner for Information, Declan Emelumba, disclosed Okorocha's claim, or rather dismissed Okorocha's claim, adding that the former governor's arrest was in line with a report of a white paper which indicated that the Royal Palm estate in the state was built with taxpayers' monies and not The Chief of Army Staff, Major General Ibrahim Atahiru, has given a 48-hour marching order for the clearance of Marte and 3 other communities in Borno State. Atahiru gave the order in Dikwa local government area, the headquarters of the Super Camp 9 operation of Lafia Dole. The Chief of Army Staff's visit is sequel to attacks in the next town, Marte, which filters to Dikwa, causing panic among civilians. Normalcy has since been restored in Dikwa, and the Army Chief has addressed the people, seeking their cooperation and support. Atahiru directed the immediate clearance operations in Marte and other towns harboring insurgents in the Super Camp 9 area of the state.
The essence of this visit is operational. The idea is to motivate you. In the last few days, we had attacks in your area of responsibility. It is now high time we get back and fight through and support our forces ahead of you. Areas around Marte, Chukungudu, Karanua, up to Kirta must be cleared in the next 48 hours. You will be rest assured of all the support required in this very onerous task. You cannot let this nation down. You must go there and do the needful, and I will be right behind you. Having said that, be rest assured of all the support required. I will ensure you do your job and do your job well.
The order comes 24 hours after insurgents believed to be members of Boko Haram hoisted their flag in parts of Marte local government in Borno State. Still on security, the Niger State government has secured the release of all passengers abducted from the Niger State Transit Authority NSTA bus. Governor of Niger State, Abubakar Sani Bello, announced this via his official Twitter handle. The chief press secretary to the governor, Mary Noel Barjay, said that the abductees were rescued around Zamfara State and were on their way to Niger State. She, however, did not give details on how the government secured their release. The travelers were later received by the governor at the Niger State Government House in Mina, the state capital, on Sunday night. The governor also assured that efforts are still ongoing to ensure the release of students and workers recently kidnapped from the Government Science College Kagara, Rafi local government area of the state. And back home here in Oyo State, the Commissioner for Police, Ngozi Onadeko, has dispelled rumors that the alleged attacks on some cows at Alafara community at Olugweru area of Ibadan, the state capital, was linked with the clash between Yorubas and Fulani ethnic tribes. Onadeko, in a statement by the police public relations officer Olugbenga Fadeyi, said that the police got information about a member of the public that some suspected persons had invaded a cow settlement at Alafara community Olugweru, shooting at some cows. The statement added that immediately the information was released, police teams were drafted to the area to ascertain the immediate and remote causes of the incident. The Commissioner of Police said that the incident had nothing to do with the Fulani-Yoruba clash, and she implored the people of Oyo State and the public to disregard such insinuations. Onadeko added that the relative peace enjoyed by residents of the state should not be disrupted in any way by disgruntled elements. She reiterated the commitment of the officers and men of the command in protecting lives and property, while she solicited constant and credible information from members of the public to enable the police serve better. Meanwhile, Governor Seyi Makinde has directed the state's Ministry of Health to take over the medical bills of those who sustained injuries during the incident at Alafara community. The executive assistant to the governor on security, CP Sunday Odukwaya, who led government delegation to the area, said that when the incident was reported to the governor, he immediately directed the Ministry of Health to take over the treatment of the victims and promised to compensate the owners of the killed cows. We're listening to the news at 1 p.m. on Splash 105.5 FM. Still to come, Myanmar protesters continue rallies despite military junta threat. And in sports, Minnesota Timberwolves fire head coach Ryan Saunders after defeat to New York Knicks. We'll take a short break now. We'll come back. We'll bring you details of these and other stories. Don't go away.
1960 bets on return with bigger VCO as they don't arrange new management. They don't come back better and stronger. They pay commission to their agents' bank account and winning to their customers. Sharply. No delay. You can do football for better games plus live bet chatbot for inside 1960bet. Visit their website on top www.1960bet.com. 1960bet. Play and win.
Introduce the new Hollandia Slim Evaporated Milk. Hollandia Slim Evaporated Milk has all the nourishment of milk with 50% less fat. It is evaporated milk that contains 10 calcium, 7 B vitamins, vitamin D3, phosphorus, and magnesium. It comes in 3 pack sizes, and the 60-gram pack is 50 naira only.
Hollandia Slim Evaporated Milk. All the nourishment of milk, 50% less fat.
You haven't touched your focus like thinking.
I'm very worried, and I'm tired of spending huge amount of money repeatedly on electronic appliances that keep breaking down. It's frustrating.
Daddy, the washing machine has stopped working.
Oh, not again.
Solar Telecoms and Electronics Store, the Jagaban of phones and electronics, is the one sure place to get quality electronic appliances at the lowest price. In fact, Solar is currently offering you 20% discount on flat screen TVs, deep freezers, air conditioners, washing machines, gas cookers, and other appliances. Visit Solar Electronics showroom today at J. Allen Dugbe, Solar's Mega Store, Mokola Isolat Building, Mokola Palms Mall, and Challenge for all brands of electronic appliances and phones. Remember, Solat Electronics is offering 20% discount on all purchases. For inquiries, call 0701 684 1630. Solat Telecoms. You deserve the best.
Some energy drinks promise power, but are more like this. What you need is this. New Predator Energy Drink. Rule your kingdom. Now sells for only 200 naira.
Well, it's good to have you back. You're listening to the news at 1 p.m. on Splash 105.5 FM. Turning to the foreign scene now, tens of thousands of anti-coup protesters rallied across Myanmar again today, despite a clear threat from the junta that he was prepared to use lethal force to crush what it branded an anarchy. The warning came after 3 demonstrators were shot dead over the weekend and the funeral on Sunday of a young woman who died from bullet wounds at an earlier rally. Massive street demonstrations have taken place since Myanmar's military staged a coup on February 1st and detained civilian leader Aung San Suu Kyi, ending a decade-long experiment with democracy. A civil disobedience campaign has also been choked by many government operations as well as businesses and banks as the junta on Sunday gave its most ominous signal yet that its patience was nearing an end. Meanwhile, 6 military personnel have died after the airplane they were traveling in crashed on takeoff in eastern Mexico. The Defense Secretariat said the Air Force Learjet 45, after taking off from Emiliano Zapata in Veracruz State, crashed. The Secretariat's Accident Investigation Commission will join the Army and Air Force to carry out the corresponding expert reports to determine possible causes. No details were given about the identity of the military personnel, nor why they were aboard the flight. And now to some sports news. The Minnesota Timberwolves fired head coach Ryan Saunders after Sunday night's defeat to the New York Knicks. The 103-99 loss was the club's 8th in 9 games, and the side has won just 7 games this season. Toronto Raptors assistant Chris Finch has been linked with the Timberwolves coaching role. Minnesota said firing Saunders was a, quote, difficult decision and that they would make an announcement about their new coach today. Super Falcons coach Randy Waldrum will be aiming for his 3rd win in as many games as manager of the African champions when they take on Equatorial Guinea at the Emir Sports Complex in their final game of the Turkish Women's Cup tournament on Tuesday. The 1999 World Cup quarterfinalists edged Uzbekistan 1-0 on Saturday evening. Same scoreline they recorded over CSK Moscow in their tournament opener on Thursday. Equatorial Guinea have not exactly created any sensation at the tournament in Turkey after losing their 2 matches to Uzbekistan, and CSK Moscow conceded 7 goals in the process. Equatorial Guinea are the only team to have denied the Falcons the African Women Cup of Nations title when they defeated the Falcons on home soil at the 2008 edition. Well, just before we go, here's a quick recap of the major headlines. President Buhari and governors set to discuss fuel pricing on Thursday. Oyo State Commissioner of Police has urged calm as gunmen shoot cows in Ibadan. On the foreign scene, we told you that Myanmar protesters have continued rallies despite military junta threat. And in sports, Minnesota Timberwolves have fired their head coach Ryan Saunders after defeat to New York Knicks. For more details on the news, visit our website on www.splashfm1055.com. Now you can download the Splash FM mobile app on iOS, BlackBerry World, and Google Play Store to listen live, get news updates, and opinion poll. You can also report an event live to us through the iReport feature. To download, simply go to any of the stores mentioned and search for Splash FM 105.5 and click to download. We've now come to the end of the news on Splash 105.5 FM, the integrity station and the best radio station in the southwest of the country. The news editor is Tunde Olawowo, assisted by Abidemi Kajagbola. I am Charity Jerome. Good afternoon and thank you for listening.